Hari Om, everyone. Good to see you again. Yes, so we are continuing to study the Bhagavad Gita. In the past two classes, we actually told stories from the Mahabharata, but today we are going back to the text and we are going to continue read from chapter 11, where we are studying. But before doing it, for the sake of those who were not with us before and those who may not remember all details, I will do a very, very short recap just to give you a little bit more orientation for where we are at, okay? The Bhagavad Gita is a discussion between the teacher, Sri Krishna, and the student Arjuna. It is taking place in the battlefield, just at the eve of war, where everybody is ready to fight. Suddenly, Arjuna is experiencing a nervous breakdown and he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to take part, he's confused, he doesn't know what to do, he doesn't know what his duty is, what to do with dharma, he doesn't know so many things, and he is in a terrible situation, and his charioteer, his driver, is none other than God himself in the form of Lord Krishna, is starting to teach him, to give him a teaching, to try to help him out of his miserable condition. Okay? And this is going on from somewhere in the second chapter. Arjuna is still in a very bad state, and Krishna is pushing him and helping him and talking to him, and slowly, the spirit of Arjuna changes. Slowly, Arjuna starts to cheer up. Slowly, Arjuna starts to realize the real nature of the guy talking to him. He starts to realize he's talking to a very special personality, to God himself, and he is inspired, he is excited, he's all his terrible state is changing into inspiration. And then in chapter 10, he is telling Krishna, I want to hear so much about you. Please tell me more. I want to know how to meditate on you. And Krishna is telling him so many things, and Arjuna is so excited. And then in chapter 11, Arjuna says, Krishna, I have heard so much about you from yourself. I want to see it. If you think that is okay, just show me your phone. Now we discussed about it, what he shows him, what he's not showing him, and all this. You cannot show the self, you cannot show God. Arjuna sees only what is already within him and all this stuff. But the point is that Krishna is showing Arjuna what is called the Vishvarupa Darshana. He shows him the cosmic form of the Lord. And he tells Arjuna, and basically is telling us, what I'm going to show you is something that nobody can see with ordinary eyes. I'm giving you the Divya Chakshu, I'm giving you a divine eye by which you will be able to see something that no one has seen before, and it is something very special. And then Sanjaya first described to us a little bit what Arjuna is seeing, and then Arjuna starts to tell Krishna basically what he is seeing. And the vision of Arjuna is beyond all comprehension, beyond what we can think, what we can see. At the same time, all we can do is just to imagine it. All we can do is try to understand what Arjuna is seeing. Okay? And then also we talked about it before our break, that the vision of Arjuna, this is at least the way I understand it. Forgive me if I'm mistaken here, but it has a progression. It is not that he's seeing something and that's it. He's seeing something which in the beginning is inspiring him, is so beautiful, is so unique, is so wonderful. And Arjuna is kind of, it is so awesome. Arjuna doesn't know how to contain himself from beauty and love, and everything is so wonderful. But then slowly it is starting to change into something that is beyond the capacity of Arjuna to comprehend. Suddenly it is turning into something so terrible that the great warrior Arjuna, who fought many battles, who saw so many wars, who have been in terrible situations, this great Arjuna is not able to deal with what he is seeing. It is so terrible that he is not able to deal with it. And this is where we are, basically. We are at the point that Arjuna is kind of, whoa, what is going on? I cannot take it. It's too much. This is too much. What is going on here? And we will go from verse 26 in chapter 11. But just before, I will give you the description of 24 and 25. Okay? On seeing thee, the cosmic form touching the sky, shining in many colors, with mouth wide open, with large fiery eyes, I'm terrified at heart and find neither courage nor peace, O Vishnu. Okay, in the beginning of the vision, Arjuna saw Lord Vishnu. He saw Krishna as Lord Vishnu. He is describing Lord Vishnu. And then later on, within that Lord, he sees this terrible stuff that he cannot comprehend. Having seen thy mouth fearful with teeth blazing like fires of cosmic dissolution, I know not the four quarters, nor do I find peace. Have mercy, O Lord of the gods, O abode of the universe. All the sons of Dhritarashtra with the host of kings of the earth, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna with the chief among our warriors. This is where we stopped last time. Okay, we were talking about Bhishma, Drona, and Karna in the last classes, and now we are going to see the point that he is going to say in verse number 27. And as we always do, first we will chant it, then we will translate it word by word, and then we will see the full translation, and then we will see if we have something to add. Okay? Vaktrani tetva ramana vishanti damshtra karalani bhayanakani kechid vilagna dashanantareshu samdrishyante churnitairuttamangahi. Arjuna is describing this terrible vision that he sees. He is seeing the Lord with many mouths, and the mouths are wide open, and it has terrible teeth. And now he is saying, Vaktranite Twaramana Vishanti. So those people that I have mentioned before, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, all the kings, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and all these people, what happened to them? Vaktranite, into your mouth. Twaramana Vishanti, they are entering very fast. They are entering into your mouth. In other words, Arjuna is seeing now the army of his enemies, the army of in front of him of his enemies. They are entering the mouth of Vishnu, or the mouth of God. What is the meaning of this? We are going to see later. I'm going to give you a little spoiler. He is seeing them dying. He is seeing now that all these people are about to die. This is the idea. They are going to die. And the vision that Lord Krishna is showing him, he is showing in the future. All these people are going to die, and he is going to say it in a moment. Okay, not in a moment, in a couple of verses. So, Vaktrani Tetvara Manavishanti, Damshtra Karalani Bhayanakani. So Damshtra Karalani is like your terrible teeth, the teeth that you have, which are very terrible, Bhayanakani, which are so scary. Your teeth, which are so scary, what happened with them? Kechid vilagna dashanantareshu. Some of these people, some of the warriors that are entering your mouth, they are sticking between your teeth. Kechit means some of them. Vilagna means they are sticking. They are stuck where? Dashana antareshu, in the gaps between your teeth. And what happened to them? Samdrishyante, they appear, they are found or they appear. Churnitai hi uttamangai hi. Their heads are crushed into powder. Churna means a powder or a paste, and their heads are crushed when they are sticking between your teeth. I don't know what image you have of it, but this is something very gore, very terrible. Arjuna is seeing the people, and he mentioned some of these people are very close to him, like Bhishma and Drona. They are very close to Arjuna. He loves them very much, and he sees them in a terrible condition. Now, what is the meaning of this vision? I mean, okay, we say that Krishna is showing Arjuna the future, that they are going to die. Okay, but what can we learn from it? What we can understand from this idea of a vision of the Lord, which is so terrible? I think, this is my personal understanding, is that the Lord includes all. God is the beautiful, it is also the ugly. Is the gentle, it is also the terrible. It includes everything. If you want to see the Lord as the Lord, you have to take it all. And it comes in a bundle. It's not that everything is so gentle and so beautiful and so loving. You know, we are all yogis, right? And we all try to be loving and nice and understanding and beautiful and supportive. And that's wonderful. That's what we should do. But this is not all there is. And reality includes everything. Who are we to say what is good and what is not? The terrible also, if you want, is part of the divine plan. Today I had a talk with Swami Atmanandaji, and he was saying that from his master, Swami Shivananda, he was saying two things that you need to learn from the experiences in life. One is that everything shall pass, right? That too shall pass. Everything should pass. Nothing is permanent. And the other thing is that ultimately everything is for the better. It's for the good. If we accept these two things, and I don't know if I accept it, but I just tell you what Swami Shivananda said. If everything is for the good and everything shall pass, then there is no worry. Even the ugly, even the terrible, even the difficult, the challenging, this is also part of the better, of the good. This also shall pass, and it is going to turn into something else. And that really gives us so much courage, so much support, which we always need, is it not? How often we are, come on, just give me a help, give me a hand, let me grow, let me pass this. So we say, yeah, that also shall pass. And Arjuna, as part of the cosmic vision, has to see this terrible thing also. He has to see that aspect also and recognize that too shall pass and everything is for the better. Maybe that's the idea behind this vision, okay? I want to read to you the running translation of this verse number 27. Some hurriedly enter thy mouth with their terrible teeth, fearful to behold. Some are found sticking in the gaps between the teeth, with their heads crushed to powder. Now he says, this is verse number 28. Yatha nadinam bahavom bhuvega samudrameva bhimukha dravanti tatattava minara loka vira vishanti vaktranya bivijvalanti. Yatha and tata. Whenever there is an analogy, the analogy itself starts with yatha, just as, And then the meaning behind it starts with the word tata. So here we have such an analogy. Yata nadinam. Nadinam means rivers, is the plural of nadi. You know the word nadi? It means a river. Even the nadi system in the body, it's come from the same word because they are like rivers of prana, if you want. So yata nadinam bahavo ambuvegaha. Bahavaha means many. Ambuvegaha, like many currents of water. Samudram eva abhimukha dravanti. So they are entering in many currents, in many ways, in many currents of water, where? Samudram, into the ocean. Just as many rivers enter with strong currents into the ocean, tata, in the same way, tavami into you, into yourself, into you, O Krishna, naraloka viraha. Vira means a hero. Naraloka. Nara means a person, loka means the world. So people of this world, which means the warriors in this battle, viraha, which are heroes, vishanti, they enter, vaktrani, to the mouth, mouths in plural, abhivijvalanti, which are flaming, which are like fires. So he says, just as rivers enter into the oceans from all sides, so also these warriors that I have described to you, that I have told you, these warriors are entering into your mouth. Okay, I will read to you the running translation. Verily, just as many torrents of rivers flow towards the ocean, even so these heroes in the world of men enter thy flaming mouth. Okay, this is the idea. Swami Shivananda says, Ami means these people. These refers to Karna and Bhishma and Drona and all these people. These warriors, such as Bhishma, Arjuna is now seeing all these warriors whom he did not wish to kill, rushing to death. In chapter 1, actually in the beginning of chapter 2, Arjuna is telling Krishna, I don't want to kill Bhishma and Drona and all these people. I don't want to kill them. Now Krishna tells him, they are already killed. I show you, they are already dead. They seem to be still alive. They are already dead because it is my work. It is my work as Lord Vishnu. His delusion has vanished. He thinks now, this battle cannot be avoided. It has the sanction of the Supreme Lord. Why should I worry about the inevitable? The Lord has already destroyed these warriors. I am only an instrument in his hands. No sin can touch me, even if I kill them. This is a just cause also. You see, this is a very difficult point, I think, for all of us to understand. The Bhagavad Gita is taking place in the battlefield. We are yogis, and when we study the Yoga Sutra, we know that the first yama is ahimsa, non-violence. The highest principle for a yogi is non-violence. What is all these talks about war? Why to fight? Why all this violence is necessary? You see, Arjuna is telling Krishna, Krishna, I don't want to fight. I want to go and become a Swami. That's what he is telling him. And what Krishna says? No, Arjuna, this is not for you. You have to fight. So what about ahimsa? What about compassion? What about love? What about all these beautiful yogic talks? How it is coming together? You know, once I knew one well-known Buddhist teacher, and he decided to teach Buddhism along with the Bhagavad Gita. He does like this. He takes texts from different traditions and he teaches them according to Buddhism. So he contacted me to ask me a little bit to get my advice, because I read the Bhagavad Gita and I know, and he didn't have time to go deep into it. So maybe 2 days before he had the course starting, he tells me, so what happened in the end? I said, there was a war. He says, what? They fight? I said, yeah. Krishna told Arjuna, you have to fight. And he couldn't understand. He said, I don't understand. I don't understand. How can he teach fighting when he is a yogi? Yoga is all about non-violence, right? It is a very legitimate question. It is a very legitimate point that we need to address. And here also we ask, what is this war all about? Is it really a war over land? Because if it is a war over land, it's not justified. Is it not? Just to fight, there is the Pandavas and the Kauravas. They want to be kings. They want to be kings. Who is better? Who is worse? That's not a just cause for fighting. When you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is the story behind this. Of course, it is mythology, but it's not like history. But the mythology is giving it the context, which help us to understand it better. And the idea is that there was a war between the gods and the demons. Like always, I told you 100 stories about this, right? There's always a war between the gods and the demons. And the gods defeated the demons in this particular battle. And it was with King Bali. There is a whole story. I will not tell it to you right now. But the point is that after that, the demons had to hide. They had to hide until they are able to regroup, until they are able to regain power and fight again with the gods. So what they did, they found a little planet at the corner of the Milky Way, which happened to be planet Earth, and they incarnated on Earth as beasts, as animals of like tigers and lions and all this, and also as kshatriyas. This is the story in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Kshatriyas are the warriors, are the rulers and the warriors. So they were born in this form, and this is basically the Kauravas and many of the kings of those days. They incarnated on Earth. And Earth felt the burden of this demon on her, and she, in the form of a cow, went to Lord Brahma and asked his support, and he says, let's go to Lord Vishnu and ask him what to do. So they go to Lord Vishnu, and she tells him, I suffer so much from the burden of these demons. You have to come and save me. And Vishnu says, I will come as Lord Krishna, and I will help you to redeem yourself. I will help you to remove these demons from your land. And the whole incarnation of Lord Krishna is that. The purpose is his promise to Mother Earth, to planet Earth, to come and redeem her from the burden. And that's why there is an episode which today looks terrible for us, in which Krishna and Arjuna are burning a forest. There is an episode in which Krishna and Arjuna are burning a forest, and they surround it. They don't allow any animal to escape from the forest. They burn the forest with the animals in it. Today, it is probably almost the most non-politically correct way to, it's a terrible sounding story, but the idea is that this was part of the mission to kill this demon. And then the second part was the war of the Mahabharata. The war of the Mahabharata is the way by which Lord Krishna is fulfilling his promise to Mother Earth. Now, I'm not trying to say that it's not history, okay? It is a teaching. And the teaching here, if I understand it correctly, is that life facing us with situations that we have to deal with. Is it not? We all have to deal with situations. Now, when the choices we have to make is between good and bad, there's no questions, there's no doubt, and we try to do the good, and that's easy, that's over. But more often than not, our choices are not between good or bad, but between two bad options. Is it not? We face a situation and we have to choose. And if we do A, then there will be some bad result and some good result. If we do B, there will be some bad result and some good results. And then we don't know what to do. And we face this on a small scale every day. And on a big scale, we face it every once in a while. Is it not? And this is where our doubts come. This is where our struggles come. This is where we fail. This is where we have challenges. So if we only talk about tree hugging, this is not going to really support us and really help us. What we do need to learn how to deal with situations that are challenging, situations that are tickling us, that are pushing us, that are breaking us, that are disturbing our peace. This is where we have to look straight in the eyes. And in such situations, what we have to choose is what is called the lesser evil. The lesser evil means we know we have two options which are not good, but we will find the one which is better than the other. And we will try to follow it, even if it is not easy. And this is the battle. This is the battle. Life is a battlefield. You know, I always say people, there is this expression that you have to flow. In Hebrew, we say it a lot, just flow. Just flow. I always say that flowing is only downhill. You know, you never flow upwards, you always flow downwards. Is it not? It is very easy to flow, but you will find yourself in a lower place. If you want to go to the source, if you want to go higher, you need to strive, you need to walk, you need to paddle, you need to put effort. Life is about going upstream, going back to the source. And yogis are not afraid of a struggle. They are not afraid of effort. And this is what the Bhagavad Gita is representing. This is what the Bhagavad Gita is all about. It is an inner fight, yes. But also sometimes in some situations, we have to exercise also external struggle. You know, sometimes it is there. If the mother sees the child running to the road, she will be very angry with him. Is it because she hates the child or because she loves the child? It is only an expression of love, but this is what? It is still anger. Right? In this same way, our life, we have to exercise compassion and love and nonviolence and all these things in the highest form, no doubt, no question. Life is facing us with situations that we need to raise above ourselves and struggle and move forward. Move forward. And this is what it is all about, I think. Okay? So here also we see this terrible description. And Swami Shivananda is saying that Arjuna is understanding from this, that this battle is unavoidable. I have to take part in it. Now we understand. In the beginning, he wanted to quit. Now he is able to understand. Now, Swami Shivananda says, why and how do they enter? Arjuna says, so all these warriors that enter the mouth of Lord Vishnu, what Arjuna sees, this terrible form, why is it, what it is all about? This is verse number 29. Yatha pradiptam jwalanam tapanga shantinashaya samriddha vegaha tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samriddha vegaha. Again, we see yatha and tata. You remember? This is an analogy. Yatha means just as, and tata is the meaning, what it is about. Okay? So he says yatha pradiptam jvalanam patangaha vishanti. What is patanga? Patanga means a moth. Moth, these flies. Okay? What they do? Vishanti, they enter. What do they enter? Jvalanam. They enter the fire. Right? In the night, when there is fire, if the moths coming, they enter into the fire and they kill themselves. Why do they do that? There is a lot of research about it, and science is not sure exactly why it is happening. You know, there is a lot of research. They try to understand why insects do that. Why do they go to the fire? Some say, I actually read very recently a new research about this, why it is happening. I don't remember what was, but one of the ideas was that it is kind of their way of navigating according to the sun. They are always attracted to that direction, and there are many different other ideas, but the point is that insects, they do go towards the fire. And Krishna says, just as this moth is entering into the blazing fire, nashaya, and they die to their own death, samriddha vegaha, they do it so quickly, just as the moth is entering into the flames of the fire so quickly and dies. Tata, in the same way, eva nashaya vishanti lokaha, these people, loka means world, but here it in the sense of people. So also all these people are entering what? They are entering your mouth, right? They are entering your mouth. Tata eva nashaya vishanti, they are entering into their own death. Lokaha, tava api, into your mouth. They are entering into you. Vaktrani means mouth, mouthed in plural. Samriddha vegaha, very fast. Just as, I will read to you the running translation. Just as moth hurriedly rush into the blazing fire for their own destruction, so also these creatures hurriedly rush into thy mouth for their own destruction. Okay, this is another analogy. And this is what Arjuna sees, this terrible vision. And now it is getting even worse. Verse number 30. Leli hyase grassamana samantat kan samagran vadanarjvalad bihi tejo virapurya jagat samagram bhasastavogra pratapanti Vishnu. Vishnu is Lord Vishnu. Oh Vishnu. It is the vocative for Vishnu. Oh Vishnu. Leli hyase grasamana samantat lokan samagran. You are licking, you are devouring and licking. Grasamana means devouring, and lili hyase means licking, to lick. So he says you are swallowing these words, these people, and you are licking your lips, like while you are devouring, you are eating them up. This is what he is saying. Vedanaihi, with your mouth. With your mouth you devour them, and then you are licking yourself. Jwalat bihi, tejo bihi. Your mouth which are flaming like fires. Just imagine the mouth is like a flaming fire, and these people are entering into it, and he's licking them and devouring them. Apurya Jagat, you are filling the entire walls. Samagram Bhasaha. Okay, your bhasa, your rays, your light is filling the entire universe. Tava Ugraha Pratapanti Vishnu. And you are burning fiercely the entire universe with your radiance. Translation. Thou lickest up, devouring all the worlds on every side with thy flaming mouth. Thy fierce rays, filling the whole world with radiance, are burning for Vishnu. Okay, it is like a very terrible vision that Arjuna is seeing. We don't really understand it. We can only imagine according to what he is saying. Now, Arjuna is asking. He's asking Krishna, Krishna, what's going on? What is this? What am I seeing? Who are you? Okay, this is verse number 31. Akya hime ko bhavanagrura. Akya hime ko bhavanugrarupo. Namostute deva vara prasida. Vijñātumiccāmi tavantamadhyam. Nahi prajanami tava pravrittam. Akyahi me. Tell me. Akyahi. Tell. Do tell me to me. Kaha. Who? Who? Bhava. Who are you? Who are you, sir? Anugrarupaha. Ugrarupaha means fierce in form. Who are you with such a fierce form? Namaha astu. Namastu. You know, where is it? Yeah. Namostute. Right? Namostute. You know this song? Namostute, namostute. So what is namostute? Namaha astu te. Salutations to you. Te means you. Astu is the verb. And namaha means salutations or prostration. Salutations to you. Namostute. Who are you? Devavara, the Supreme Lord. Prasida. Prasida means he says prasida is imperative. He says, please have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. O Lord Supreme, salutations to you. Vijñātum iccāmi. Vijñātum, it is in the infinitive. It means vijñātum, to know. Iccāmi, I want to know. What do I want to know? I want to know, who are you? Who are you? So fierce of form. Who are you? Salutations to you. Bhavantam. Bhavanta means sir, like you. It is in a respectful way. Oh, sir, who are you? Adyam. Adyam means the first one, the original being. Okay, Adyam, the original being. Who are you? Prajanami tava pravritam. Nahi prajanami tava pravritam. I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are. I want to know that. Please tell me. I salute you. You are so great. You are so fierce. Tell me who you are. Okay? I will read to you the running translation. Tell me who thou art, so fierce of form. Salutations to thee, O God Supreme. Have mercy. I desire to know thee, the original being. I know not indeed thy working. Arjuna is asking Krishna, who are you? Now, who are you in the context of the vision that he is seeing? Okay, because when you ask Krishna, who are you? There can be many answers. but he is asking in the context of what he is seeing right now. And what Krishna says, this is a well-known verse, verse number 32, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravridho, Lokan Samahartumiha Pravrittaha, Hrite Pitvam na Bhavishyanti Sarve, Yevastita Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. Who are you? Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the blessed Lord said, Kalosmi, I am Kala. Who is Kala? I am time. What is the meaning I am time? I'm showing you the future, Arjuna. Right now, what you see is time itself, and this is who am I. I, as the Lord, am time. Kalosmi. Lokakshaya Krit. I am engaged now in the destruction of the world. I am the world-destroying time. Right? Time is the ultimate destroyer because everything changes in time. Nothing can survive time. We all know that. And this is the idea. Lokakshaya Krit. I am the world-destroying time. Pravridha. Pravridha means full grown. Right? I am complete. I am that time which is all-encompassing, which is beyond all. Nothing is greater than time. Nothing survives time. Nothing is beyond time. Time in this relative world is the ultimate because everything changes in time. Everything is destroyed ultimately by time. Lokan samahartum iha pravrittaha. I am engaged, pravrittaha, in samahartum, with the destruction, lokan, of these worlds, iha, here. I am busy here destroying the world. As time, I am busy right now in destroying the worlds. Hrite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve. Aha. Even without you, Arjuna, even without you, none of these people is going to survive. I have decided already that all these people that you have mentioned are going to die in this war. Practically, they are already dead. You cannot change this. But you can do your duty as a warrior, or you can neglect it. That is up to you. You cannot save even a single person because I sanctioned their death already. So he says, Rite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve. Ye, those avastitaha, who are assembled, who are arrayed, pratyanikeshu, in the enemy ranks, yodhaha, those warriors who are on the enemy ranks, I already killed them. I show you what you see is the future. They are going to die. They are already dead. There is nothing you can do about it. You have the choice to fight or not to fight, to take part in it or not, to do your duty or to neglect it. That's up to you. What does it have to us? It is the same for us. You know, people ask about destiny, they ask about free will and all this. Maybe not today, but one of these days we will talk about free will and we will try to understand where is the place of free will and what is the meaning of free will. But basically, in a way, it is all coming from above. It is all coming by the Lord. But we have the seemingly choice to follow Dharma or to absent from it. That's it. This is where lies our choice. Even if we don't have choice, and we will talk about it, we will see that ultimately we don't really have a choice. As long as we see ourselves as making choices, we have to try to make the right choices. That's what life is all about. Just sincerely try to make the right choices. We will talk about it in another class. We'll try to understand this idea of free will. Is an interesting concept and is an important one, and we will try to analyze and talk about it maybe next week. But now, at the end of this verse 32, I want to stop because we have a few more minutes, and I want to ask Swami Atmananda to say hello to us, to say a few words. And yeah, I will pass the camera and the microphone to him, and then we will finish the class, okay? Jai Durga.
Jai Durga, Jai Durga. You have to say something, huh? After all the reading that we do, if possible, what should be done is this. Life should be lived like a worship of God, you see. This is the whole purpose. It is a puja. What we are living is a puja, it's a worship of God. Because scriptures keep telling that God pervades this entire universe. Whatever you see, drishyate, shruyate, piva, whatever you see or hear, antar bahishta tat sarvam, inside and outside, all those things. Vyapya Narayana stitaha. This Narayana pervades this entire cosmos, which we think as the world different from God. This is the normal vision. If we have the same normal vision, we are not jnanis or devotees. What the knowledge, the book keeps telling is this. What we see as the world, different from God, whatever the Supreme Being is, call it what you want, it is not different from the Supreme Being. That alone is present as the world is. So, and we are living in that world. And they want to, how to make that knowledge something that we live. So for that, he says, you should think of that life that you are living as worship, you see. So they had there are different chants that convey that idea. I will tell you one chant that they have, considering the Supreme Being as mother. Yes. Japo jalpa shilpam sakalam api mudra virachana gatif pradakshinya kramanamashana dhyahuti vidhi pranama samvesha Sukam akilam atma panadrsha saparya paryaya tava bhavatu yanne vilasitam. This is from a book called Saundarya Lahari, The Waves of Beauty, written by Shankaracharya. He says to Mother, the Supreme Being, Japo Jalpaha. We are expected to do japas, do the Guru's instruct us with mantras and say, keep repeating this. That becomes our sadhana. Here, the devotee tells the mother, whatever I speak, that is japa, that's a mantra is, because everything is your name. If the whole universe is you, if I say a tree, the tree is talking about you. So he says, Japo Jalpaha, whatever I talk, that's all your mantras. You see. Shilpam sakalam api mudra virachana. You know, we would have, if you have seen people talking on phone, I had seen some people, she's driving the car, but then, especially in Western, they would move their hands a lot. So even when they're talking, though the person is not present there, they will be moving their hands. He says, all this movement that we do with our hands and feet, he says, consider it as mudras, because mudra is the gestures they use in worship, you see. They have got different ways of holding their hands. I don't know all those mudras, because my teacher told me, okay, just know this one mudra. This is called Namaskar mudra, just the salutations. So that's all the only mudra I know is. But they have different mudras. So he says, whenever I move my hands and feet, they are all your mudras of worship. The gestures that they use scripturally or religiously in a worship. Gatif pradakshinya kramanam. Wherever I wander and walk around, when I go for shopping, or when I go to work, wherever it may be that I am going, it is all going to your place of worship. It's all going to a temple or a synagogue or a mosque or whatever it is, you see. It's all going to pilgrimage places because you are everywhere. Yes. So wherever I go, I'm going on a pilgrimage, yes. Yatra. Gatif pradakshinya vidhi, or what you call a circumambulation. You see, Indian worship. There's a murti, there's an idol. People go around that idol, you see, a couple of times as a gesture of worship. So wherever I go, it is like that. Gatif pradakshinya kramanam. Ashanadi ahuti vidihi. There is, Indians have got a peculiar way of worship, the fire ceremony, where they put things in the fire and thinking that it will reach God, you see, or to the heavens. So he says, whenever I eat, please consider it as a fire ceremony. You see, I'm putting in this gastric fire, you see. So please consider it as a yajna. Asanadya ahuti vidihi. Pranama samveshaha. When I lie down to sleep, please consider it as salutations. Because one of the ways to do namaskar is to lie down on the ground with your whole body touching the ground, you say. Because it's a way of submission. You cannot go below the ground, you see. So he says, this is the best I can do, oh mother. I just pranamaha, this is salutations. I'm sleeping. Pranama samvesha. Sukham akhilam atma arpana drisha. Sukham akhilam. Whatever I am, sense experiences I am having, the pleasures that I am getting, they are all offerings to the self, which you are. Yes. Because the Supreme Being is your own self. Yes. It stays as yourself in you. Yes. And all these experiences are an offering to that. Because that Supreme Being is experiencing through you. Yes. Sukha makhilam atma arpanadrisha. Saparya paryayaha tava bhavatu yanme vilasitam. Whatever I do, Oh Mother, please consider it as your worship. And if we can do it, our life will be a worship. It's a surrender to God. So you live the life joyously and happily in the way of surrender to God. So whatever you do, oh Mother, it's for you. Because that's what we have to get. Anything you do, always know that this is for you. This is for you, O Lord. This is for you. Your life is a consecration. And that's the best way to live, because we do all sorts of things. At least we should think we are worshipping God by that. And if we cannot do this, I don't know what else we should ask anybody to do. Because it's not asking anybody to do anything special. But whatever you do, don't forget to think that this is for God. In that way, if you can do it, God will be yourself. God will come and live in yourself. So to make that a reality, do this. God bless and help us to remember it. Jai Durga.
Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamida Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai. See you next week. Hari Om. Hari Om.